Old world wines and new world wines. What's the big deal? You may be saying to yourself, I sort of know the difference between the two, but which one is better? In this episode, that's what we'll be looking at. Old world versus new world, and which is better. Stay tuned. Are you ready to get started on this? Let's get to it. In this video, we're not going to deal so much with where the old world and new world are. We'll touch on that, but we're going to look more at the taste differences, what the old world wine is, what the new world wine is, and which is better. The distinction between old world and new world wines are commonly misunderstood. Many people throw these terms around broadly, saying they prefer old world to new world or new world to old world without really knowing what the difference is between the two styles or what makes a wine truly old world or new world. Very simply, old world wines tend to be lighter bodied, lower in alcohol, have brighter acidity, and show more earth-driven flavors, while new world wines are usually fuller bodied, higher in alcohol, have lower acidity, and are much riper on the palate. Now stay with me and I'll explain what all that means. Oh, as we get into this, keep in mind, at any time, if you like what you hear, click like or subscribe and hit the little bell so you'll be notified when there are new posts. Also, make sure you share this with your friends. I'm sure they would appreciate it. Now let me ask you, which do you like better? This or this? Or which of these do you like better? This or this? Your answers could be based upon architecture, but they could also be based on what's inside. This is like wine and a wine bottle. There's always more that contributes to whether you like a wine than just the packaging. Keeping that in mind, today we'll be focusing on the nuances inside the bottle that are coming from different parts of the world. Generally, the wines from the old world tend to be lighter bodied, more restrained, and lower in alcohol. Again, this is a generalization and is not always true. Now, as the name suggests, the old world is where wine originated, the Middle East, then Europe. Today, the wines from these regions have a quality and style that can't be matched with New World technology or processing. As you drink more wine, you're able to decipher an old world wine from a new world wine with no issue. The differences are unmistakable. Besides being lighter bodied, more restrained, and having more complex flavors, old world wines are lower in alcohol and have less residual sugar. They're more subtle in color, aroma, and flavor. They generally are soft, elegant, and with less harsh tannins. They're often more acidic and are mineral-based and earthy. These cause your mouth to water, which prepares your mouth for food. They have less residual sugar and less oak flavors, more neutral oak. When tasting them, they'll feel lighter and smoother. Aromatically, these wines are more muted, but as time progresses, they begin to evolve and display incredible layers and nuanced flavors. Many times the reason a person says they prefer old world wines is simply because there's a heritage behind the wine they're drinking. For some wine drinkers, it's romantic to realize that the wine in their glass has been made the same way for centuries. How are you doing there? Is this information making sense? If it is, write Asti in the comments below. Now let's shift gears a bit and go over to the New World wines. Now, New World wine is produced basically anywhere in the world that can grow grapes and is not in Europe or the Middle East. Many of these places are warmer, so the grapes are raised in hotter temperatures. This causes the grapes to be riper when harvested. The riper they are, the more sugar there is. The more sugar that's fermented, the more alcohol there will be. riper fruit means more flavor and more alcohol. New World wines can be much more unpredictable than Old World wines. Rather than having century-old winemaking techniques to follow, the New World is more like the Wild West show. Many producers are trying to be creative and making something new and unique for us, the consumer. There's less emphasis on making wines the same way it's been made for centuries, and more emphasis on making wine that's taking advantage of modern advances in agricultural technology like tractors and large-scale irrigation. Wines are bolder, more intense, and have more fruit flavors. They're higher in alcohol and fuller bodied. Its tastes are much less complex. New World wines tend to use new oak, which imparts stronger vanilla and caramel-like flavors. Some of these wines can have up to 16% alcohol, while the average Old World wine runs around 12 to 14%. Now, for those just beginning to drink wine, it's easier to pick up on the primary fruits, and because of its forward nature, the new wine drinker have a tendency to migrate towards New World wines, especially those low in tannins. So, which architecture was best, or which church was best, or for you, which type of wine is best, Old or New World? Just thinking about it, you might want to check out my other video, How to Tell the Difference Between Old World and New World Wines. There we'll cover where the Old World and New World are, regulations making wines in each area, how to read the labels and why the labels are so different, and much more about the taste difference. To summarize the taste difference, it's sort of like the concept of dating. Old World wines are like courting, the old-fashioned way, slow and easy. Over time, you get to know one another. Eventually, you take them home to the family, to mama. Then there's New World wine. Everything's up front. There's a quick introduction, great chemistry, then my place or yours. So, which wines are better? At the end of the day, the most important thing is to figure out what's good for you. Some people love Old World wines for the taste and the romantic idea of savoring something that stood the test of time. Others enjoy unwinding with a glass of New World wine at the end of the busy day. It's up to your own personality type and personal taste. So take some time, experiment around, taste and try a wide variety of wines. Figure out what you like and let me know what you ended up settling on. Oh, and actually, how you came across it. Well, there you have it. You're now all set to hold your own as you talk about Old and New World wines at your next wine get-together. Hey Posse, thanks so much for investing the time to watch this video. I trust it was helpful to you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And please consider hitting subscribe. Now, if you're interested in buying some wines, check out this link. We've got some wonderful discounts. And be sure to check out these other videos. Until next time, cheers.